let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, studies and bloodlines, the aboriginal dreams. Let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, studies and bloodlines, the aboriginal drive. Before the Spanish, the Dutch, and the British arrived, saying we was from Africa, stolen birthright. That's a trick move, something that a dirty war would do. Claim your nationality of the land, you get screwed. So we studied your background, the treaties you wrote. Fake as history, we ain't go over here on no boat. Frontin' like you indigenous to the land, you disgust me. The tomahawk back in our hands is getting ugly. You running around screaming black power, cause it sells to the truth. It was filled with a bull and high hills. Native American but hurt, can't tell, cause they know damn well the trail of tears ain't real. Respect the aborigine, this land is all you know, you all. You still a guest, motherfucker. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. I have one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. House nigga, real nigga, fake nigga, feel nigga. My skin ain't black, what the deal, nigga? Salute on my little shit that is aborigines, owners of the land and every goddamn tree and every goddamn sea. Invaders ever cross, step foot on the land and you can step the fuck off. Breathe, you gon' make us swing the sacred tomahawk. Fucking around with us with that black constant. Fake picture slave shit, that's the reference. With African blood, you gon' need more evidence. I'm American, Aboriginal, indigenous, Shibogi, DNA test. That shit is rhetoric. Stay woke, Aboriginal, get out. Your civil rights acts, all you can eat, big out. And Stockholm syndrome, mix skits out. Phoenix Moon got the antidote, get that shit out. Meanwhile, rapping about my birthright, fuck a freestyle. Each man, each woman, each child. Black race is really Indians indeed now. Man, they indeed now. Holly Dog, Title 18, G goes. Pilgrims get big gold, with Phoenix and Beast Mode. Bring them up, peoples, out of the sleep mode. We ain't black, colors, Africans, or Negroes. One little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself. I had one little, two little, three little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling myself.
Halito. Grand elevations. What's happening, you beautiful ones? What's going on? It's a beautiful day in Indian country, the day before election day, right? And I see a lot of people like really upset. You know, they don't like Trump. They don't like Biden, and all of that shit is all cool. What's up, Joshua? How you doing, beloved? And all of that's cool. But what's not cool is you not participating in your local elections where you live. So I'm going to do a little breakdown, and I'm going to show you where you can find it. You don't have to use Ballotpedia if you are unfamiliar or you don't like going to your state page. You can use Ballotpedia. You can use Justia. Definitely bona fide certified. You figure out which one of the two is a little more friendly for you. So my son, okay, so the other day, and it's been a lot of stuff going on because I wanted to do this build, I think probably Thursday or Friday, I had it scheduled. And then you had other Indians going on at the point where I was going to go. So I kind of just, fell back and I saved it for today. Halito Celestine, what's up, beauty? So what I do want to make sure is that people know where they're supposed to go get their sources from for where they live. You don't have to participate in the presidential election, but there's some things that are probably going on locally that you definitely need to be a part of. But at this point, what happens is you haven't researched any of the candidates. They're in charge of your district, your area, or whatever jurisdiction or whatever. And that's a problem too. But in order for you to be able to clean up some of those problems so we can have some people, the representation that the Indian is supposed to have, there's some things that have to be done. Basically, if you don't know where to find the information, of course you ain't gonna look for it if you don't know that it's available, right? And my son did a commentary on Lil Wayne a couple of comments Lil Wayne said in regards to Black Lives Matter. And that shit seemed to have pissed so many people off, not really understanding where he's coming from. And again, they shitted on Ice Cube. They did the same thing. I don't know if you guys saw the little mockery that Saturday Night Live did on Ice Cube and Lil Weezy and Lil Wayne, just with Joe Biden. It was just a little spoof or whatever, but they basically were mocking them for anti-Black Lives Matter for Lil Wayne, and of course for Ice Cube going to check on Donald Trump. Hold on one second. To check on Donald Trump. Let me 1 second. So yeah, that was a situation that they was having a hard time with. Hey, Wengapo, cousin Kenny, what's up, beloved one? What's up, Cheeks? How you doing? Yo, Cheeks, one day you're going to get up here and sit down and have a conversation with me. We got to have a conversation. You need to get up here one of these days, beloved. Cheeks always got the drop. Cheeks always got the drop. So yeah, they was pretty much busting on Ice Cube and Weezy and shit like that. And they don't even really have a valid reason. They're just mad at anybody that doesn't sugarcoat or participate in this so-called Black agenda that hasn't brought anybody any fucking thing but grief, pain, sorrow, tears, a bunch of fucking problems, and very light on the fucking solution. So I'm going to run this little clip. What's up, Naya? How you doing, beloved? Hey, Alicia. Tiffy, what's up, cutie pie? Hey, sister. So, yeah, my son, I need him to stop. And this is not a shot to him because I think that his heart is in the right place, but he don't got enough information. You can tell when people need to get new friends, right? When they start to grow stale, they run out of content, or they're very, very predictable, same old. That's where your friends come and tell you it's time to step your game up, right? That's if people care about you, because sometimes people don't have anybody that cares about them to tell them, pull them up on some good shit. Like, hey, dude, your breath stink. Come on here, take a mint. What's up, nigga? You don't look right. Shake your shit out. Come on, pop your collar, homie. Like you do that to the people that you care about. Hey, Kimmy, what's up, beauty? You do stuff like that. You pull your people up to the coattail. You pull them up. Instead of just, dog walking them shit, you pull them up. Some people don't like to be put on game. Maybe you don't want to be told you got broccoli in your teeth right before you go smiling up in somebody's face, right? Because a person that don't give a fuck is not going to tell you, hey, you got something going on right there, right? They won't do it. So hold on 1 second. Let me just get this little thing here with my son. And again, this is not no shot against my son, but it's like, my nigga, how long are people going to accept this mediocre shit from these so-called, I don't even want to, I don't know. Now I'm going to call him an activist because he does get out there, right, in the trenches. So I'm going to call him an activist. But what I'm not going to call him is someone that speaks for me. He doesn't speak for American Indians. He can't speak for American Indians. Everybody got this Black point of view. Everybody got the Black experience, right? So now here it is that the Indian has to compartmentalize some of these things because look, what's happening now? They still trying to drown the Indian out. Notice how these motherfuckers is still trying to make the Indian the last motherfucker in America. Right? It's going to be a lot of disappointment, specifically because there's a lot of people that haven't done their genealogy and they've been quite comfortable with the Aboriginal shit. And, it makes sense in the beginning when you're coming into the understanding that you ain't African, that you wasn't, you weren't an African slave, because some people were still enslaved. Like, let's not get it twisted. I got a couple of slave grandparents too. It just wasn't the predominant. And, even if it lasted for 2 or 3 years or for a period of time where, they could no longer enslave Indians, please keep in mind that they never corrected their status so that they wouldn't be enslaved. So there was still thousands and thousands still in peonage and in that fucked up situation. in that fucked up situation. But you know, my son, I think like I said, I just think niggas need new friends. Niggas need new friends. If you are the smartest person out of your fucking bunch, you need a new bunch. Facts. If you're the smartest person, you need a new bunch. You need to be around people that's smarter than you, sharper than you. That's I don't know any other way around it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know any way around it. You hang around 10 rich niggas, you're gonna be the 11th one, right? You hang around 10 busters, guess what? Guess what? You'll be the 11th one. So let me get this little thing here with my son while you talking shit about Weezy. Hold on, here we go. He talking shit about Weezy. All right, here it is.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea is that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police for a reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger man. I'm connected.
He ended our interview angrily.
I know politician.
Lil Wayne.
That shit is funny. It's about entertainment. Just like when Donald Trump was on TV and he was saying you're fired, it was funny. That shit was entertainment. And you're supposed to laugh because it's entertainment. When it's about real shit, it's about people's lives. When we talking about our lives, it ain't funny no more. It's not entertaining. It's actually sad. So as much as I like to be entertained by Lil Wayne, as much as I enjoyed being entertained by Donald Trump, when it comes to real life shit, real life decisions, these are not the people that should be making.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
You know, it wasn't a lot to it, but, you know, my son, what are you mad at Weezy for? Because he doesn't subscribe to the Black Lives Matter. See, at the point where niggas can't even agree to disagree, this is the reason why people can't get where they need to be. It doesn't have to be unity if it's already solid, right? If it's solid, no, you don't have to tell ice to come together. It's all for unity, for the droplets of the molecules in the water, nigga. It once it freezes, it's fucking solid. I just don't understand why you can't agree to disagree as long as it doesn't destroy the bill. Now, it's so bad because you can tell that there's so many people that think from a slave or a peasant. They talk about being kings and queens, but they certainly don't think about what it's like to run a kingdom. They don't think about that because it's not so much about yourself. You have to think for other people. Absolutely true. You have to think for other people. In some cases, you even have to act for other people, right? On their behalf. You have to you always often have to have some sort of petition on somebody else's behalf, right? So you have these people that are taking on these titles and shit like that. And I'm just trying to say, where they going? Where they going? So now that everybody's got their genealogy and stuff, now what? They think that that's just it. Like, it never stops. So I don't know how people could be that bored. I don't know how people run out of things to discover in their family tree, especially if you don't have like 5, 6, 10, 20 sources per person. Because in your downtime, after you got your tree nice and coagulated and put together, now you stack the documents. You got the birth record, the death certificate. You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. You got 20 newspaper articles on this one person. You got this, you got that. You want the irrefutable. Don't just have the tree like, look, I got a tree. Who are those families connected to? Because this is why, and a lot of people still haven't been able to get that nudging, right, from the ancestors, because I'm gonna tell you, it comes from them. That nudging to find them in places where you wouldn't even look for them, right? A lot of y'all, depending on where y'all are, you keep looking for the Christians, they're not going to be in that church. They had treaties with the Catholic Church. This is the problem. They always mixing up everything. And another thing, people constantly just talk about the 5 civilized tribes and like as if that is the only people that exist. And that's absolutely not true. These niggas they just show 1,001 pictures of the darkest motherfucker they got from the 1500s or the 1600s, say they Aboriginal and all this other shit. But that's pretty much what they're doing. Now you can see that the Aborigine is being just as fucking racist as any fucking body else they want to stop. This is what's holding people back. Not the disagreement, it's the fucking energy and the frequency that these niggas is putting out here as they're acting like they want to be a part of something so grand such as this. What's up, Maisha? How you doing, boo? You know, yes, Naya. Yes, Naya, I agree with you. Hey, Twinny, what's up, boo? Yes, people are definitely being compensated to bring fucking chaos. And they have to bring chaos so that it sidetracks you. But what do that mean to the motherfucker that already got 10, 20, 30, 50 Indians already? They ain't really got to look no more. Now it's about finding your fucking kinfolk. Because niggas first of all, niggas skip past their own families. They skip past their own family. Then they skip past all of their fucking peers and want to just go straight to the top somewhere with a whole bunch of fucking strangers, which is weird as fuck. When in all actuality, you're supposed to be finding your fucking lost tribes. Because if you are part of the 5 civilized tribes, you say, oh, I'm Choctaw. Okay. What kind of Choctaw is you? The 5 civilized tribes, or the state recognized, the Jenner band? Are you, there's different bands, right? And then there's bands that are not commercialized that you don't know anything about. There's a California band of Choctaws who I had the pleasure of meeting when I lived out there in California. And let me tell you, those are Native Americans. They are Native Americans, but they knew who the fuck I was. There wasn't no arguments like how, on the internet with these battle groups and all this other shit. I spent a lot of time with the Pachanga. I grew up around the Shinnecock, off and on the reservation, right? So you got to find out what kind you are. And then where the rest of the family at? How we have been averaging, at least this will be the 4th event. The nograndmakillers in Philadelphia be the 4th event within a 4-month span. So that's an average of 1 event per month, even with all the pandemic and all this shit going on. And during these events, sitting down with people doing their genealogy, we've averaged about 2 to 3 extended cousins that have the same common grandparents. That's how you strengthen. You strengthen by going looking for the family, not the strangers, right? Because the stranger's been out there playing in dirt for a very long time. So now here it is that we're looking to do something different. There's no need to attract all the dirty birds. There's no need for it. Wasn't nobody. A lot of people could really go back to what they was doing the day before they ever heard about the American Indians, mislabeled so-called Black Americans. They could go back to the day before because they're bringing the Black into this. They're bringing Black into Indian country. Everybody's not a motherfucking Indian too. And I think that people have been very irresponsible by alluding to the fact. And when you say most of them, yeah, most of them. But now you got to be specific, because for a new person, that means somebody fresh out of Pan-Africa come over here thinking that they Indian and that's it. And then the memes fly and all this other shit. It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible. People have showed how irresponsible they are. And when they show you that, why not believe them? If I stole something from you, you think I was a thief. So why, when people display some fucked up shit, you think you're going to see the good in them? You wouldn't see the fucking good in me if you think I stole something from you. But you see the good in other motherfuckers that steal. Yo, that shit is corny as fuck. I'm going to just let everybody know. Phoenix Moon is not a Christian, right? And it take a lot for me to really be on some fuck out of here shit, right? Especially if it's something that doesn't, if my ego's not really that serious where I have to react to every single thing. But when a motherfucker think they could disrespect you while they're disrespecting you, I got a problem with that. Got a problem with that. And everybody else should have a problem with that too. Because it's the same way with the pilgrims. I'll be really nice with these niggas that ain't so fucking nice. They not so nice to the people. They not so nice to the women. They not so nice to me. They not so nice to their neighbors. They not so nice to their peers. They not so nice to their mama. I don't know why motherfuckers think that we're going to have to keep scooping motherfuckers up that want to be down on the ground. Some motherfuckers like it down there. Whether we like it or not. That's just the fucking reality of it. Some niggas like it low. They like it on the bottom. And then they come in here and then they speak their fucking negativity over shit. But I got a problem with a nigga that act like they want to get active and you don't even know how to bust out a fucking parking ticket. You might be better at contracting, engineering, or some other shit, but that area is not your area. Everybody got to stay where they're good at. It should stay where they're good at, right? Should stay where they're good at. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's not going to be a legal eagle, right? You're not going to be a legal eagle, right? But there's still so much value in whatever it is that your uses are. But you can't, if you're not a cook, you can't apply for the chef's job. You shouldn't, because you'll be responsible for feeding 2,000-3,000 people, but you a brand new fucking chef. You sure you want to take on an engagement like that? Brand new chef. You cooking for 3,000 motherfuckers. And you're not in a position where you can fucking fail. You can't fuck it up. This is somebody's magical day. Maybe it is somebody's magical day. And the way you try to get that off your name after you fuck something like that up, it'd probably be damn near impossible. Right? So people got to stick to what it is that they're good at. If you're a carpenter, then stick to that. If you're an engineer, then stick to that. But don't act like you a fucking carpenter and you really a fucking plumber. Don't do that. Because what's going to happen is when it's time for you to shine, niggas done overboosted their motherfucking resumes. Niggas is fucking sending a representative, yo. Sending a representative, right? This is, and you know what? I'm not guilty of that. I came out this bitch with my motherfucking bonnet on, regular, right? Regular. I ain't send no fucking representative. I cuss. I drink a little sometimes. I smoke motherfucking weed for every day. I'm down ass nigga for my fucking friends and family. What could niggas say? That's real life, real shit. I ain't hiding that. Oh, she cursed too much. But I know how to come get you when them fucking pilgrims fuck you over and oppress you too much. Right? Right? Oh, so you think I'm just going to be valuable when y'all motherfuckers got problems and shit like that. Right? That's what people think. That's what people think. That people have thought that in the fucking past. This is why they having such a hard time getting along without the motherfucker they say they don't need. Niggas have hard time. Hard motherfucking time. Hard time getting past shit that shouldn't be that difficult. Right? Shouldn't be that motherfucking difficult. But people, you know, left a lot of doors open. They left a lot of motherfucking doors open and shit kind of almost got really out of control. You got niggas they don't know what kind of Indian they is. They was Moors this day. They this that day. Now everybody confused and we just all gonna try and sit here and hug each other. Come on, let's take time out because this one needs extra special hugs. Someone that's been knocking all the shit off the table, fucking shit up everywhere, just everywhere. Boop, boop, smacking shit all over the fucking place. Now we got to stop and do the ADHD thing. Okay. That shit ain't how it go, man. Shit ain't how it go. And you know, there's an old adage that says a vampire can't come into your house until you let him. Right? And we all know vampires definitely tried to get in grandma's house. Some of them are still here. The sunlight just hasn't beamed in on them yet. Some of them are still here and some motherfuckers opened the door. They open the door. And then when you like, hey, nigga, that's a vampire. They like, no, that vampire cool. There ain't no vampire. That vampire don't bite. Like a bitch with a rabid dog. Talk about, oh, my dog don't bite. A fucking pit bull. They always say some shit like that. My dog don't bite. How the fuck he chew his food if he don't bite? You ever seen a dog with no teeth? You ever seen a dog with no teeth? He don't bite. You can have that dog around you. Don't let him in my gate. Let that fucking dog in my gate. Don't let him in my gate. I'm telling you. So we're also now creating a vetting system, right? Because there's got to be some prerequisites. Because the shit done got so far out of control. There has to be some prerequisites now, right? Because when it gets time to go sit down and talk to these white people, you can't have the Nuffin Muffins sit down. Who's going to invite them anywhere? Niggas is so scared of the government. How are you going to sit down and have a conversation about your people, about your tribe? Who are you going to go to? Niggas think they got enough guns to do what? You got half these niggas that think they just going to put holes in all these motherfucking pilgrims, right? Hey, naughty baby. What's up, cuz? You have all these people that think they're going to do these pilgrims so wrong. Shout out to the Lumbee tribe. The Lumbee got recognized. See, this is why y'all keep fucking with Donald Trump. And I'm going to pull out those blog talk radio shows where we was talking about Trump. We spoke that man into power. Yes, we did. Back in 2016 when everybody was all Hillary'd out. Hillary, just all on Hillary. That's how niggas was, blowing Hillary. Bitch called us super predators, but they wanted her more than Donald Trump and shit like that. And then Trump gets in here and shows all these last presidents out. Just show them all out. Show them all out. Now he's got $500 billion that he's giving to the so-called black people, right? And watch some dumbass Indians get souped up into that pool because in their mind, that shit applies to them and they think that it got something to do with it. But they're going to flip-flop causes because they think that one is going to supersede the other. One is going to have benefits, right? The one is going to have benefits before the other. You see what I'm saying? So they'll still hover in a black pool and they bring the curses because they still be at work like, yeah, you see how they do black people, but be on the internet talking about, I'm an Indian, right? Niggas got to have a vetting process because these niggas came saying that they was Indians and got whole African accents, whole green cards, right? Niggas done said they was the chief for this, that, and the fucking third. And none of these niggas got no family. Nigga ain't got no picture with a name. You can't say it's my grandfather Earl Johnson the third. From here to there. Niggas ain't, you're not gonna make the ones that was handling they shit responsible for the niggas that was sitting down watching other niggas talk shit about other niggas for 10 hours, all the time. When they still got the same access that's supposed to help them find their fucking people. This is bullshit. What a nigga do with their time? If niggas got the same 24 hours in a day as everybody else. And they'll get mad at a motherfucker that make better use of their time. Like niggas don't know how to walk and chew bubblegum and shit like that. Like how you a grown motherfucker gotta be redirected all the time. Like, you know, like, little, hey, put that down. You know how you gotta keep telling a little kid, hey, don't touch that. That stove is hot. It's hot, baby. It's hot. Until they be like, ah! Be like, I told you it was hot. They know that shit is hot and won't fucking touch it no more, right? They know. You keep trying to redirect them, but a motherfucker keep going to what's dangerous for them. Man, people is grown. And I'm going to tell you, right? And they'll blame this shit on feminism just to make an excuse for why niggas don't do what niggas is supposed to do. Niggas will make all the excuses in the world of why niggas don't do nigga things. Niggas protect, niggas provide. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong. These are the niggas I know. My daddy, my stepfather, my uncles, my brothers, my son. They protect, they provide, right? They enforce. They do. They don't get involved in every little affair. They damn sure don't be fucking gossiping. They don't do that. They don't fucking do that. In fact, they wouldn't even allow us to fucking gossip. Shit, we outnumber them. The girls outnumber the boys for the most part in the family now. They don't want to hear that shit. All that gossiping and all that crazy shit. Even as women, we couldn't do that shit. They would not let us do that shit. Don't fucking talk shit about somebody that you're going to be hanging out with at the next night the club is open too. Oh, yeah. No, we don't fucking do that. I'm at a point right now where if I got something to say, I'm going to say it, right? Because that helps me stay free. I can't bottle nothing up and be sitting there mad at you for something and don't let you know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I'm not going to do that. I ain't going to talk behind your back when I get a moment, when I'm mature enough to handle it in a way where we could communicate. That's when I might say something. But until then, don't fucking poke the bee's nest and shit like that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. In fact, it's corny. We are too fucking mature and too far into adulthood to have to tell adults how to fucking behave like adults. I got one son, got some nephews and shit like that, yeah, we have to, we mother them and shit like that. But nigga, you come in here, you supposed to know what you're supposed to do already. And then if you give yourself an assignment like, yo, I'm good at this. I'm good at all the plumbing. Nigga, stick to the plumbing. You was bragging about how you was the illest motherfucking plumber. Now here come this nigga that got the light situation going on and you trying to tell the nigga with the lights how to do his job. Now you causing fucking chaos. Because you're outside of the scope of what your expertise is. And right now we need all the fucking experts. We don't need no crybabies. We need fucking experts. The real gangster shit is how these niggas respond when pilgrims is talking some other shit, trying to take your fucking cornbread. What you gonna do? Because I know for a fact they're gonna be a lot nicer to these motherfucking pilgrims than they ever was. They ever was to me. Go ahead and act like I'm lying. Act like I'm lying. That's a fact. These niggas talk nicer to pilgrims than they do to their own mothers. Hey, Q Terry, how you doing, beloved? They fucking talk nicer to the cop that could potentially shoot them or punch them in their face or bust them upside their head with a nightstick than they do their own fucking mothers. Yes. And you can see the hurt people because they out here trying to do what? Hurt people. Right? Out here trying to hurt people. And some people give them a green fucking light to do it. Some people give them a green light to do it. Charging their motherfucking batteries. Either you're going to kill the fucking machine or you're going to let the shit fester. Because some people just think it's okay to just let the shit fester. I'm not really with the shit. Melanated Creatrix. What up, baby? How you doing, beloved? Shout out to everybody in the chat. We can't make no excuses. We supposed to hold our brothers and sisters accountable out of love, right? And niggas don't do it. You correct your kids out of love, right? Right? But some of you niggas be so mad that you won't even speak to your motherfucking children because they not doing what you want them to do. That's a fact. And those type of behaviors are showing in everybody's fucking social media experiences too. It's bigger than this shit, right? Because this shit is only for the people online. What about the motherfuckers in your neighborhood? How you dealing? How you dealing? Are you ducking and dodging motherfuckers in your neighborhood because you owe them money or some fucked up shit? Like, how are you living? Do your kids respect you? All of that shit is important. All of that shit is important. Right? It might be 1 or 2, 3 misunderstood motherfuckers, but you ain't got no whole crew of motherfuckers that's just misunderstood. No, I just think they need hugs. They'd be okay if someone hugged them more. Nigga, we went to hugging them. Them niggas hit with the, oh, you could. They don't want the hugs. They don't want them. They gonna reject them at every motherfucking chance. Why are we gonna keep hugging a motherfucker that's like, no thanks? No means no, don't it? Fuck. The fuck. You gotta stop this shit. Not only is this not for the weak, but this ain't for the fucking soft turn your other cheek either. This ain't for that either. Turn with cheek. Turn with cheek. Niggas already seen what niggas could do. They gonna wait till somebody dead and then be like, oh, we should have did something. We should have. But for the sake of everybody singing fucking Kumbaya, you got a dead motherfucker. And I can't, listen, can't help but wonder how that shit gonna sit with motherfuckers. Let shit fester and get out of control and act like, hey, let's say we're gonna raise the peace flag today. We're gonna raise it today. Yeah, okay. All I know is, come time to sit down and talk to these pilgrims, it ain't gonna be no fucking scrubs speaking for Moon and her motherfucking tribe, right? It's not gonna be like that. Not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like that. And I suggest people make preparations so that it's not like that when it come down to it with their tribe either. Facts. That's facts. Niggas wasn't talking about genealogy. Now they're going to talk about genealogy. Niggas going to say every fucking thing they need to say to get where they need to be in a position, right? Niggas going to say everything they need to say. But are they going to show you everything that they need to show you? They do. And niggas don't believe it. So now, let's see what other fucking miraculous results come out of some shit. Let's see if it works. See if it works. Some of us ain't got nothing to lose because we already put ourselves in position whether or not. But I just be really sitting here trying to figure out how is niggas going to move Indians out of Indian countries. They already did that with the Trail of Tears. You moved Indians out of Indian country and sent their asses to Indian territory. But I want to know, who's moving Indians out of Indian country and where you think you're going to place them? Where you think that you're going to place them? Some weirdo shit going on. But I'm going to tell you, like I said, I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I could say it in a nice way or I could say it in a nasty way, but I'm going to say it, right? And I'd rather apologize for how I said it, but not what I said. I don't have to because I'm careful with my shit anyway. My mouth could be deadly and I use it for good. I don't use it for that, like it could be used. I don't use it like it could be used. So I sat my ass down because as a rapper, it's a lot of shit. I could have had bitches on a whole nother wave. One that, whole nother wave. Gotta be careful with your words and shit like that, especially if you are gifted with them. Absolutely. So here goes the let me show y'all where to get this from. Hold on a second. Let me show y'all where to get this from. I'm about to drop some good information. You know. Let's see. Here we go. Maddie, baby, I'm coming up there. I'll be there to see you in a minute, cuz. Gotta finish slaying demons down here, boo. I couldn't even drag that shit with me. I'll be there soon, baby. I'll see you, honey. Hi, Tahira. What's up, beloved? Hey, Jem Mohawk. Everything's under control. Everything is healthy. So, here we go. This is Ballotpedia. So now you can check for your 2020 elections. Because if you don't want to participate, in the presidential election, hey, that's fine. But don't let the local judges get by because you decided not to vote. Don't let the motherfucking sheriff get voted in that been chasing your fucking kids around since they was in high school. You gonna let them get in because your ass don't want to vote, right? You may not want to participate in the presidential election, but god damn it, you better figure out what's going on in your motherfucking neck of the woods and how it affects you, right? So now there's this thing where it's important to me, specifically when you do business in other places, right? So I have businesses in North Carolina, businesses here in New York, business here in Virginia, business here in California. So I have to watch what's going on in those states because that affects how we do business, right? It affects how we do business. So yes, the presidential election is absolutely important. Absolutely important. But so some people coming up on governor, that's the president of your country. What are you going to do about that? You worried about Trump and Biden and not wanting or being able to commit to a proper choice as far as that's concerned for your own political reasons? That's fine. I get you there. But now I got to hold you accountable for what's going on in your neck of the woods, because you are still going to be responsible for what goes on in your neck of the woods. Whether you neglect the responsibility to vote, whether you neglect the responsibility to have informed good information about prospective candidates in your area until you're able to run for yourself. But then again, you got the niggas that think that black people, think that the Indians is just completely impossible because the white man ain't gonna let them do this. The white man ain't gonna let them. They can't do this. And you know how white people are. Nigga, do you know how niggas are too? Because look at the fucking niggas that's been in charge. They helping the white people do all this shit that everybody say, but nigga want to turn a blind eye when they see their own fucking skin folk doing some dirty shit when they just as wicked as the Pilgrims. They all could go in the same fucking bucket. The bucket of nothing muffins, if you ask me. That's my opinion. It's my fucking opinion. And I know opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them. Everybody got them. So people got to figure out what's important to them. And definitely, hold on, let me see. Definitely, what's in your area? Who are these people? Because they want you to come out. They want you to come out. They want you to vote. They want you to go down the motherfucking line and give them something, but they're not going to give you nothing, right? What they got for you? Nothing. You got the presidential election. Niggas ain't complete the census, right? Because they so anti-government. And I'm going to show you something where that census goes to. So now, just in case other people did not know, you have Donald Trump and Mike Pence, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and you have Howie Hawkins, Angela Nicole Walker, Joe Jorgensen, and Spike Cohen for the Libertarian parties. People don't even realize that these other parties do exist, right? They have a weed party. They have all different branches of even Democratic parties. I used to be working families. I had a lot to engulfed in that with the children in school, working these jobs and stuff like that, having to have suitable childcare and stuff like that. So working families was right up my fucking alley, because at that time I was looking to succeed by doing that. And I needed to go with candidates that respect the 9-to-5 person, right? Respect the 9-to-5 person. Definitely the 9-to-5 woman that they'll hire for these jobs, but they still pay men more. They absolutely did it. They absolutely do that, to the point where when I was in office management and operations management, I would create positions and hire a man specifically because I know if the budget was $17 an hour, I can start that man off at $17 an hour. It might be a female that is completely qualified, if not more, maybe even a better suit for the job, but they always want to lowball. Now, that's not necessarily a black or white thing. They still want to lowball a female. Even if they give the so-called black female $14 for a $17 an hour job, they'll still give the white woman $15, right? And then in most cases, they'll still pay the men more. They do. They do. They do. What's happening, Bethy? How you doing? Halito. Brother Lawrence, what's up, baby? Pompano 3rd Ave. So now you have these other parties. Nobody is complaining or talking about Howie Hawkins, Angela Nicole Walker. Nobody even knows who they are. Let's try and get a view of some of these. Here's your guy, Howie Hawkins. Isn't he cute and cuddly? He looks like a little Bernie Sanders type, right? Green Party presidential nominee. And he's got a different labor activist, Angela Nicole Walker. Okay? A lot of people have no idea that this Green Party exists. The last election, forget the guy's name, started with a J. You had him and the other sister that was running for the Green Party. So yeah, you barely hear anything about them, but they are running for president nonetheless. right? But everybody's so back and forth with the Trump and the Biden that they don't realize those parties have the most money, the most popularity, not because they've done the most for people, right? They've done the most damage for people that we know of. The Green Party is not responsible for anybody's fucking mishaps in America, and neither is the Libertarian Party, right? So what is it that people could do or will do to have different parties shifted into a place that kind of puts the Democrats and the Republicans to sit down? I'm just saying, for the people that are so mad, two wings on the same bird, the bird's broke. Nigga, it's a bird and the bird gotta fly. How you gonna make the bird fly? You gonna make it a chicken because you don't like the left wing or the right wing? You just gonna make it a chicken because chickens don't go no fucking where. They don't take off. And so I really inclined to believe that some people would rather that happen. But those are the people that are not going to be responsible for their own cure, their own fucking remedy. It's kind of like a stubborn, damn it, I'm mad and I'm not going to do it because I don't like it. I don't like vegetables. I don't care if they're good for me. I don't like how broccoli tastes. That's what it's like. A fucking kid having a goddamn fit. I don't like broccoli. I don't like broccoli. Niggas don't want to do what's good for them. But when you give them a cure or a wraparound to work with something, because let me tell you one thing about the Indian, nigga make do. How you think some of these damn delicacies that we love, bean pie, sweet potato pie, came from broke people making do with what they had, right? Couldn't afford no bakery cake, but mama in there, she got the eggs, she got some vanilla, she got them sweet potatoes going. The fuck you make beans taste good. You make bean pie taste good. So you know we the kind of people that work with what we have. Motherfucker ain't have all the ingredients and end up making some shit called shepherd's pie. Don't you like shepherd's pie with the mashed potatoes and the chopped meat and the motherfucking corn and shit like that? It's some Indian shit. But those meals come from fucking hard times. So you don't like the Democrats, you don't like the Republicans, you got other options, you don't even hear these niggas talking about it. They don't talk about the other options, but they do talk as if you have no options and everything is just melancholy, down in the dumps, and we can't win. We're going to have to take this by force. Nigga, you're fucking 5, 7, 10, 100 years too motherfucking late. You're too late for that. You got niggas like the fucking, what's some of the wild niggas? The nigga, he's a fucking whole Hebrew Israelite, tried to bring his ass over into Indian country and shit like that. What's the nigga name? The people that keep shooting their damn self. The NFAC, right? You got all these different large groups of people and they make more fucking mess than they do clean up. And they're using bad information and they're using people's emotions in order to gauge them into shit that's not gonna fucking work for them, which has kind of been the black way. Just used to shit not working for them. Used to it. Expect nothing other than that. And that usually plays a big role on the outcome. That plays a big role on the outcome. If you think it ain't going to be much, it won't be much. But if you speak abundance, oh, it'll be plenty. It'll be surplus. It'll be more than you would like, you expected it to be. Right? Be more than you expected it to be. So now you got Joe Jorgensen and Spike Cohen. Let's just so you get a brief picture of who these people are. These people are also running. Joe Jorgensen says, I'm glad the voters will finally have a real choice because the non-choice between Trump and Biden is still an option between big government and more big government. There's no lie detected in there. There's no lie detected as to what she's saying. Now, this is the Libertarian National Convention. She's also, and her running mate is an entrepreneur and podcaster that they call Spike. Jeremy Spike Cohen. But they're running for president. Still, they had to raise millions of dollars to even get to this level where they probably won't get no love anyway. They probably won't get no love anyway. What's up, Haya? How are you, beloved? Right? Now you have all of these. You have different options. And even if you are still registered Democrat, registered Republican, you can vote for anybody. But let me tell you what the Negroes done, and I'm guilty of this shit too. I did this shit too before, back with Clinton. I definitely did not do it I did it with Bush, but totally against him. And I just would Democrat down the line, knowing damn well there were other candidates that I know for a fact had my best interests, right? But because I was a staunch Democrat, I just went right down the line, which was a fucking mistake. It was a fucking mistake, right? But that also comes with the era of, I graduated high school in 1992. In the 90s, Black people were the most irresponsible ever, because my generation coming out of high school, we had all of the ambition, we had all of the motivation in the world. We are the world kids. We just saw this, everybody kumbaya, get along. We are going to do all these great things and make sure there's no starving people. We were the ones that were inspired by different social activism that really didn't benefit us. And then you get out and you got the Malachi Yorks to the left, you got your Khalid Muhammad's and them to the right. You had all these different people, all these different ideologies and all this grand mixture of shit. And then I can fucking clearly recall David Dinkins when they had those brownstones, which are now worth $10-15 million, upwards to $10-15 million for $1. And they would make it seem like, oh, the Jews did this and they did that. And always want to blame some fucking body, especially if they're white. But at the end of the day, Al Sharpton and them motherfuckers, them same motherfuckers, the black man is God, the black woman is God. Those is the same niggas that was stealing, right? I don't give a fuck, because at that time, Trump was still buying property. Right? He was still buying fucking property. And I don't give a fuck that he never rented us apartments that we couldn't fucking afford anyway. How could you be mad at that? But the people that were responsible for us establishing wealth, for us living in truth, right? They fucking dropped that motherfucking ball. Al Sharpton, how did he even come back after Tawana Brawley? They told us a lie, gained our fucking sympathy. That bitch, her mother, Al Sharpton, all the motherfucking scams people. This is back in the fucking 80s. All the motherfucking scam people, Seaburn and Mason. So when it come down to these motherfucking lawsuits, it's not going to just be white people that's getting fucking sued. You best believe that shit. But good luck getting, our skin folk to acknowledge the people that fucking hurt us, right? Because a lot of them, they want us to still sit in the same room with the fucking uncle that we tell them was molesting us. They want that. They act like they not Christian, turn the other cheek, but they really want you to fucking sit down in a pile of shit and act like it don't stink. Oh, it don't smell that bad. It's just a little shitty. It's only a couple of flies. It's only 2 flies. It ain't 10. And that shit ain't fair. So yeah, it's always going to be some things on the inside, right, that are not going to fucking work because of the shit that people put out. And definitely, if we can't fucking feel safe around you, why the fuck should we even bother? Right? Because all of our safety's been compromised in one way or another. All of our fucking safety's been compromised, man. Compromised with the men. The sisters don't trust the sisters. The men can't trust the women. The fucking elders is out of touch. The youngins don't give a fuck. Like, the scatter. When everything's supposed to be revolving around the family. Because what they did was definitely help bust up our fucking families. Yes, they did. They busted up our fucking families, and people perpetuate the shit. They perpetuate the cycle. They perpetuate the cycle. And that shit's kind of crazy. Gotta stop that shit. What motherfuckers scared of? You scared of having a fucking conglomerate of 10 motherfucking strong motherfuckers that can't know when knock them down? Or should we have 3 million motherfuckers that can't even screw in a goddamn light bulb? Fucking chasing their goddamn tail and want you to chase your tail too. Niggas got a lot of hot air. They got a lot of fucking anger and need to find the appropriate fucking dartboard to throw their fucking darts at. So, okay. Now, some of you didn't fuck with the census, right? Because your ass is anti-government. I'm going to need you to sit your ass down because you don't get to complain. You remove yourself from every fucking process of civics and polity by talking that dumb shit. And now niggas have practiced that shit so long. They have absorbed and listened to these people that talk that shit so long. These motherfuckers could never be a goddamn diplomat. Not here in America, not nowhere. Niggas want to skip past the U.S. to go straight to the United Nations. That crutch shit, that shit is corny as fuck. What the fuck you think the United Nations is going to do for you? That whole building is fucking sovereign, right? Can't nothing happen to you while you're in that motherfucker. Well, no, you're not a fucking citizen with no protection inside that motherfucking building. Not the one here on 6th Avenue and Avenue of the Americas, and you're not safe at the one that they built in Utah. I ain't forget that. I'm going to go back to that because they're abusing the situation, and I don't even know why they that fucking close to the records. But nobody ain't going to question it because these niggas ain't do no research, and they sucking on the UN's balls. Sucking on the balls of the United Nations like they're going to do something. What are they going to do for you? All the fucking foreigners have heads of state in the United Nations. These the same niggas that Trump is telling you, is showing you, y'all, I'm going to hold them back so you can get yours because these niggas been taking all y'all shit, right? But niggas want to go to United Nations where there's nothing but foreigners. Foreigners. Pay attention to that. They're going to keep you with them foreign practices, and they won't even take 5 minutes to figure out what it's like to be a fucking Indian for a day. Now, you niggas ain't do the goddamn census, and now you don't have any say in how many representatives are put in as U.S. representatives now, because all of that is tied in. Why your asses was 3/5 of a motherfucking Negro of a fucking person was because you didn't participate in polity and civics, and they was able to steal our vote, do us dirty politically because bitches ain't do the motherfucking census. Now, don't get me wrong. There was plenty of reason why a lot of people didn't do it. You know, sheriff come and debo them the next week, got everybody's name, catch a nigga at a dice game. We've seen them. I've showed those articles in antiquity where they talking about how the census has brought them all these fucking problems. Right. But that is also because they didn't understand the fucking importance of it. That's how your U.S. representatives get assigned. The shit says on the envelope, you're required by law to do it. Niggas break the law, but you want them to make laws so that you could be... Niggas want what they don't have. They want justice, but they won't give it. They won't. Niggas want something for nothing when their part to play in it, they completely neglected that. So, nigga, now you didn't do the census, and you think you're going to spend the next X amount of years complaining about U.S. representatives that you had a chance to fucking do something about, right? All that time went by from the time that we went to the census in 2018. Niggas had 2 fucking years. 2 years. 2 years to figure out they line of kin. Even if you just found one motherfucking line where you can ascertain what type of Indian you was and put that shit right down there, and niggas didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't do it then. And then when the time came, 2020 came, 2 years went by that quick. Niggas like, what do I do? How do I fill it out? What, nigga? What you been doing all these couple of years? Haven't you been building your family tree in the last couple of years? You may not have found all of them, but surely you found somebody by now, right? Because even if you get stuck and you haven't found them, haven't you bumped into one of your cousins yet that got more information? Because y'all searching on the same common ancestors. It's not enough of those stories. And let me tell you, this is how we can always tell. I know any genealogist, I'm going to tell you, we could tell. And niggas don't know what to look for when it come down to the misclassified Indian, right? Because you got niggas that find shit from the doors rolls and still don't take their ass over there. You know they don't know what to do. You need to go over there, get rejected, and then you got a whole nother claim. Because what's going to happen is once you find your relatives that are on any of those particular doors rolls, not saying all your problems are solved, but you're no longer here in this area no more, because this is amongst the misclassifieds, right? Unless you do what we do and choose not to go and get enrolled. But out of all fairness, because that's a decision my sister and I, my twin and I made, right? That's a decision that we made consciously, but we gave the family everything that they needed to go and join the Monacan rolls. We can't deny them of their choices. That's their choice. That's their right. I don't gotta agree with it, but they my grandma kids, they my grandma kids too. And I have to be fair. We have to be fair and impartial with them because there still is. They still is. And they still got an inheritance. Whether they piss it off, blow it away or not. Right? Hey, Miss Pamela. Hey, Beauty. What's up, Choselle? One Roselle, I'm sorry. I know that's right, Tiffy. Hey, cousin. So, now you got the U.S. Senate. Let's see who's over here in the Senate. Because you might see these names in your state, in your city, and don't pay them no mind, but don't realize how fucking important they are. These are your goddamn lawmakers. These are your lawmakers. So who you going to get mad at? They'll get mad and blame Donald Trump, but don't know that they could have done things in the interim to help themselves in their own area. Okay. So this is just a little drop right here. United States Senate elections 2020. A total of 33 of the 100 seats are up for regular election. That's a whole lot. That's a lot. 33 out of 100 seats are up for regular election. That means there's 33 motherfuckers that probably been there the last 40 years and they need to go. And they need to go. But a nigga is so concerned about Donald Trump. They're concerned about Mike Pence, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. They're going to let the other motherfuckers, the unusual suspect, slip away with that bag. No, let them slip away with the bag. Right? 12 seats held by Democrats and 23 seats held by Republicans are up for election in 2020. Republicans have the majority with 53 seats. Democrat would need a net gain of 4 seats or 3 in addition to winning the presidential election to take control of the chamber, right? The vice president cast tie-breaking votes in the Senate. Now, let me tell you something. If you don't think Nancy Pelosi ass need to go sit the fuck down somewhere, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't determine that or ascertain that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Because them motherfuckers is the real devils and demons. While you sit there mad at Trump, Donald Trump just recognized the Lumbies. And I'm going to tell you, prejudiced motherfuckers, how corny y'all are. The ancestors going to fucking spank y'all boots. And let me tell you why they're going to spank boots. They're going to spank boots for the simple fact, I posted a picture of Heather Locklear. Like, what is that? 90210. Heather Locklear, everybody know who the fuck she is. She used to be married to Tommy Lee. Heather Locklear, blonde hair and blue eyes. Let me pull a picture of her up. Let me show you how fucked up this shit is. This is how you can tell the Indian from the Aboriginal too. Because there's a difference. How we were able to make a distinction from the Native American to the American Indian. We now going to make a distinction from the Aboriginal versus the American Indian. Hold on. Let me pull this shit up so I can just show y'all. How fucking phony. Niggas want what they not willing to give. Okay, here she go. Well, let's not get that picture. Let's get a, boom. Here go, picture right here. Heather Locklear, blonde hair, blue eyes, right? She's a fucking Lumbee Indian. Any questions? Any questions? Because her eyes are blue and her hair is blonde, but her genealogy, that motherfucking Locklear name ain't going to change, and nothing that the Aboriginal do or say is going to make her not related to the Lumbee. Now, when it get down to these family trees, if you ain't came across none of these cousins, somebody lying. Somebody lying. So if you hide your white one, you'll hide your African granny, your Polish granny, you'll hide them. You'll hide them, but the genealogy don't lie, right? I don't give a flying fuck about Heather Locklear, but if you got some kin to the Lumbee, this might be your kinfolk. So at the point where you have to get next to your kin, niggas ain't even going to be able to establish the relationships that they need to get what's entitled to them. That's some crazy shit. So what are we doing all of this for, right? What are we doing all of this for? If you and her got the same motherfucking great grandmother that makes both of y'all Indian, how you gonna exclude her? I'm just trying to figure this shit out. What y'all gonna do when them white cousins pop out? When they pop out and they got a stake and they want in and they talking about, my grandma said, I'm Cherokee. You gonna call them a liar like niggas did Elizabeth Warren? Right? And I do what y'all thought was absolutely retarded, especially considering that at that time, as we were presenting our case, the Pan-Africans said we was lying, we was this. The Native Americans said we was lying, we was this. And now Elizabeth Warren, and then they said, oh, take a DNA test. Elizabeth Warren takes the DNA test. Her grandmother tells her she got Indian. Elizabeth Warren takes a DNA test, and that shit points her right to Europe. But do it mean that she don't got a granny that look like me 4 or 5 generations back? No, it don't. Do it mean that I don't got a granny that may look like her 4 or 5 generations back? No, it don't. So people are not fucking being realistic. They're not being realistic. And shit on Heather Locklear, and she's a fucking Lumbee, got the same bloodlines that make her Lumbee Indian, just like the darkies. But niggas is biased. When you dealing with this shit, it is genealogy. And the problem is we have let these tribes, these native tribes, have dealt with membership and not kinship. And here come the Indian, got to deal with kinship. No, you niggas don't like it, but I ain't lying. Share the video. Like the video. Bang that Cash App. Jink, jink, jink. Come on now. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Ain't nobody else going to tell you the truth. They going to sit here and walk your asses off a motherfucking cliff, right? Make it sound all nice and bubbly with the pretty music and everything as they sit there and lie to you and make it seem like everything's just so easy and fuck out of here. She a motherfucking Lumbee, whether niggas like it or not. That Locklear name been in that motherfucking town in the goddamn swamp over there in Robeson County for over 200-300 motherfucking years. It'd be fucking crazy if you find out her grandfather or one of her kin uncles or something like that is the ones that ran the KKK out, right? But because niggas in their mind, they see this white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, the Indian got to be so far removed. That's because you fucking Aboriginals been finding every fucking crispy picture of any black motherfucker that look close to a fucking African and say, look, we was here already. We was here. We the Mayans. We the Incans. Now you done went into another level of claiming somebody else's shit. Is it probable that niggas descended from some Mayans and Aztecs and shit? Yeah. But can you prove it? No. Show me a record. In South America, the Spanish, Latin American countries where they say Mayan. Show me. You gonna bring that shit up in a court of law and waste your 5 minutes talking about we Mayan, we the ancient Mayans, we the ancient Incas, we the ancient. So they start digging up bones saying that the Incas ate their fucking kids and shit. You ain't gonna want to claim them then, right? They got some weird ass practices like the African niggas that blowing the cow booty to get the milk to come out. Everybody African, so you show them that shit. They ain't claiming them niggas that blowing the cow ass though. They ain't that type of African. They some kind, but they ain't that motherfucking kind, right? Niggas is full of shit. Full of shit. Full of shit. Hold on 1 second. House of Representatives. See who's up for election in the House. Y'all cocaine, they go to Cash App. Thank you, beloved. It's a few of y'all. Thank you. U.S. House of Representatives elections. Okay? So these are all the people that are also waiting for your response to certain stimuli, right? Again, right now it's kind of late because people haven't made the informed choices. They don't know who's who in their area. And you will have to go by your state. So this is just a general overview. Democrats have 232 versus Republican 197, right? So all 435 seats will be up for election. All 435 seats. Niggas worried about Donald Trump and motherfucking Mike Pence and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and got a whole nother fucking responsibility that they gonna let go down. And in these battleground states, you know what the battleground states are? Hold on. Hey, Dad. Hold on 1 second. You got the battleground states. Like North Carolina is absolutely a battleground state. So if you have a business in those places, it is important that you know who is going to fucking be elected. It might affect your money. It might affect the policies and the way that business is done from unfamiliar, completely unfamiliar to what it is that you're used to. Right? All that shit can change right up under your nose. You're like, how they gonna do this? Bitch, the motherfucking law changed. What do you mean how they gonna do this? Got some news for y'all New Yorkers too. Come Wednesday. Let me say this, and I gotta come Wednesday. You better have you a game plan, because come Wednesday here in New York, if you travel from another state and do not get tested within 4 days, them trace people was coming looking for you. Okay. So I know people that have to fucking quarantine just because they was the barber, and someone in a barber shop tested positive. They found that motherfucker and told him he got a fucking quarantine. You know how they used to do people? Grandma told us back in the days about the people that used to go in the ledger, right? So when you had tuberculosis, they would come and lock you up and put you in quarantine. But she said when people got venereal diseases, their name would go inside of a ledger, like some kind of book and shit like that. And if your ass ain't go back and get treatment, they come and knocking on the door. Hey, is Daniel such and such here? Daniel ass got the motherfucking clapping. Daniel got to come turn himself in. That's what they used to do. Hey, cousin Liz, what's up, beauty? Hey, Peaches, what's up, Miss Peaches? Right? So what New York is planning on doing is making people quarantine after 4 days. They have to report somewhere after 4 days. Now, I don't know how they're going to enforce it, but I'm going to tell you what to expect. You can completely refuse it, but I don't know if they're going to have the National Guard at these motherfucking interstates or how the shit going to shake out. They did the shit when back in August. Back in August when I flew in from North Carolina, and then when I left and came back, I went to Texas. And when I came back from Texas, they had that same form. I showed you guys the form that they was doing, but I also told you about the Trace Act that they had built. And that was probably, I think I brought that up back in April, maybe when we were still under the lockdown. About them and they were paying people $60,000, $70,000 out the gate. And when I came back from Texas, the people that were asking me to sign the form and shit, they work for the health department. They're part of this Trace Act, but it's a contract through the state health department. These is niggas that probably went and got a temp job because they look like they just got off the streets a little while ago, not too long ago. These is not no people that have been professionally working in this capacity. These is niggas that say, yo, they hiring for the Trace Act. Make sure motherfuckers ain't got no COVID running around, blah, 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 blah. And they just did a mass hiring thing. And now they literally out here tracking niggas down. They didn't even do this shit when motherfuckers had AIDS, right? What was that nigga back in the 90s? They called him Nushawn. What was the nigga? Nushawn Williams out in I don't know, Rockland County or something like that. That nigga that supposedly gave all them women AIDS. They didn't even do that shit. Niggas is more scared of COVID than they was of motherfucking AIDS. Facts. So you have to figure some shit out because that's what they working with. They trying it. And they're going to keep pushing the fucking envelope, right? And to be honest with you, I feel like this is some shit, like a stunt that the Democrats are doing. They're so fucking desperate that they have to paint certain pictures and stuff like that in order to promote fear. They've already been on a roll. So for them to keep perpetuating it until after the election, it's kind of predictable, kind of makes fucking sense, right? Kind of makes sense. But what can happen is we're going to have to roll this shit right, because by 2024, we need to have our own political party. Been saying this shit for 4 or 5 years, right? Yes, I have. Yes. So a lot of people don't realize that what we're doing when we go into these different cities, we are also notifying people that we'll need them as constituents for that reason, right? You don't gotta like me. It don't gotta be me. I ain't saying I gotta be nobody's fucking candidate, but I am definitely spearheading some shit. I'm gonna be at the table. I'm gonna be at the table. And I want to be at the table with other people that, you know, ain't scared of Mr. White folk, Motherfuckers that don't gotta run from a background check because they done did some shit that they ain't fucking make right. Right? Definitely don't want to do it with no anti-government niggas. Fuck the government. Hey, why don't you guys come sit down and talk to us about the problems that's going on? What can we do for you guys? The black man and black niggas will lose it. They 5 minutes that they got with the governor with somebody important, they'll fucking blow it. They'll fucking blow it. They ain't gonna stick to the shit that can't be disputed. They'll go for some shit that could get holes poked in it. Nigga, you spend that fucking 5 minutes with the governor talking about pyramids and shit, and that nigga just look at his time. Well, thanks so much, Bob. I appreciate it. What district did you say you lived in? Bomb that motherfucker. Yeah. Not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Niggas ain't even smart enough to do a Cyrano de Bergerac, right? Where you have somebody else speaking for you. Remember that nigga Cyrano was the ugly nigga with the big nose, and he really had the game, right? That the bitches loved. He had the game. He was spitting that shit. But you had the handsome nigga that was pretending he was the real writer, the author, right? Niggas ain't even smart enough to get them somebody that could be the face of something good, right? That would maybe even mask some of their fucking negative shit. If the whole crew looked like a bunch of doodle bugs, then sheesh, you can't even pick one. Can't even pick one. Can't even pick one. So y'all better get your shit together. Next thing you know, they're going to be trying to force them fucking vaccines on you. Or y'all going to be, what y'all going to do? A Moorish affidavit talking about I'm the original Amarucan and you can't vaccinate my kids and all this other shit because niggas is anti-law. So you ain't going to have no constitution in there, your state constitution. You ain't going to have a U.S. constitution in there. You're not even going to think about that because in your mind, you just so anti-government, you don't want shit and don't deserve shit either. You ain't part of, maybe you don't descend from the treaty signers that had a fucking agreement that never got kept. Niggas always talking about the agreement they ain't keep. Nigga, you don't pay your bills on time. Nigga, you don't keep agreements either. Don't go blaming the motherfucking white man. Gotta be some sort of fucking balance. White man do my mama like that. Well, before he knocked mama upside the motherfucking head, nigga, you ain't go visit her for a year and a half. Right? And if it wasn't for the hospital fucking calling you, you wouldn't even know the white man knocked her upside her fucking head. Shame on you niggas. It's a lot of them out there. It's a lot of them out there. It's a lot of them out there. A lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them. What's up, Raphael? How you doing, beloved? Yeah. So, you know, it's definitely got to get to a point where locally, you got a team of people that can do some things. If you live in the town of Greenwich, you should have at least 4 or 5 noisemakers in Greenwich. So when something pops off in Greenwich, right? You got your squad right there. You ain't by yourself, right? And then when Greenwich, you got your 4 people in Greenwich, and it seems like it need to be a little bit, you know, a little more, then maybe you want to fuck with the county, right? And then after that shit, they acting up. You find more constituents that feel the same way. Now you got the whole fucking state. Battleground what? We supposed to be out here banging it out in these battleground states, right? Where we live, where we make money, where we make people thrive, we make other people rich. And they act like all of our fucking complaints fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be honest. If you fucking shadowboxing, right? Because what the Aboriginal community is now turning into is like another ADOS. A motherfucking dog on the treadmill chasing the fucking hot dog and they ain't never gonna get it. That nigga just looking at that fucking hot dog on the stick, running, galloping on that motherfucking treadmill. And that nigga ain't never gonna get a bite of that hot dog. That's what this shit is like, looking like it's unorganized, but really couldn't be more wrong. There's plenty of motherfuckers that's organized and plenty of motherfuckers doing shit that niggas don't know nothing about. Just because a motherfucker don't see it, nigga don't get up here and show all the mink furs and shit, don't mean a nigga ain't got none. Please understand that shit. It's because a nigga ain't up here fucking flossing and acting like they the illest nigga in Nebraska materialistically. Please stop acting like people don't got shit. Don't talk that shit to a motherfucker that burned every motherfucking thing just so they don't be bound by materialistic shit. So they can fucking build themselves up for real, and stand on that. Not these fucking labels and shit like that. Consumerism where they fucking stole our cotton and sell it back. Okay, so I had to go switch to my phone. My fucking computer just completely zapped out and shit. I didn't have it plugged in. But at the end of the day, man, people, get your shit together. Nobody gonna do this shit for you. Stop. Don't come from out those other communities and think that you're gonna have somebody come and fucking save you. I would, much as there's plenty of us that would absolutely love to, but it's just not fucking possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. Niggas gonna need some fucking help. Self-sufficient. You gotta be self-sufficient and shit like that. Right? Gotta be responsible. There's no accountability and shit like that, you know? And at the end of the day, I don't think that there's enough accountability. Again, you know, people would just make you fucking chill out with the fucking same person that fucking was your perpetrator. They want you to sit down and trade pleasantries with somebody that fucked you over, tried to fuck you all the way up. Well, what are you mad at white people for that you ain't mad at the same type of nigga that did it to you? Shouldn't it be even? I'd be okay if everybody could get it. Motherfucker mean. Don't just be mean to me. Be mean to everybody. I can accept it because I know that motherfucker's mean. She mean to everybody. I'd be okay with that shit. But motherfucker want to give it up special to somebody else. That ain't how it go. That ain't how it go. So let me get y'all these. I'm gonna switch back. So I can do my screen share. Love you, bro. Have a good day. Hold on 1 second. Then that should just shut me all the way the fuck down. Yeah, but gotta do the right thing like Spike Lee, man. Ain't no fucking body gonna do shit for you. It's like niggas think they gonna come over here and get you a goddamn Aboriginal Jesus and shit like that. That's what niggas think is gonna happen. You gonna get you an Aboriginal Jesus and all this other shit. That ain't what it's hitting for. Because at the time where you're learning now, niggas should be teaching their kids. Let me just say, if you've been in the Aboriginal community for 2 years, that learning experience should be able to be visible, right? Because your children, like it should be like the immediate shit around you should kind of be adhering to that, or somewhat similar. You can't be like a mushroom ain't gonna thrive in blazing heat. They need moisture, right? The damn cool temperatures and shit like that. What's the environment for some of the shit that people are putting on their families and shit like that, right? Because if you think you're gonna make them all Indians and take away their Jesus and shit like that, they're not gonna fucking listen to you. They're not gonna fucking listen to you, right? And I also know that shit with the that Heather Locklear shit, that shit showed a lot. And it showed how biased the fucking Aboriginals are, right? And I gotta call them Aboriginals. You know why? The same way we had to make a distinction with the Native Americans versus the American Indian, you gotta make a distinction, because how is an Aboriginal an American Indian? Niggas just saying that they from here 5, 6, 4 months later, they ain't got one tribe that they connected to at all. Who believe that shit? When we are all fucking interwoven, and it doesn't matter if you from the fucking Wampanoag, and Narragansett, and fucking Lumbee, nigga, all these eastern tribes mixed and mingled with each other. Hold on, the grandfathers left and had whole other families in different places where they went to go sign up for the military. Gotta stop playing games. Nigga had a whole nother family on the other side, and now you got your cousins that look like Heather Locklear. Same granddaddy, but niggas don't want to let her in the tribe. Y'all gonna have to deal with the tribes not wanting to let you in. You got to deal with that rejection first in order to even have a lawsuit. You can't get rejected or go over there and you got everything you need to be a part of the 5 civilized tribes, but you don't want to fuck with them, and you think you're gonna come over here and make a mess of our shit. Bitch, what's true for the other misclassified Indians ain't got the same shit going on with the 5 civilized tribes. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna find over there your same kinfolk, your Indians need help over there in that area. That's where you have to build up. If you find that you are Seminole or Chickasaw, whatever, your folks is on the roads, nobody's stopping you from getting on them. Not even the Pilgrims. Nobody's stopping you. But you. So at the point where you got everything you need and you still get rejected, or you get over there and they giving all the light skins some money and they ain't giving you none, yeah, you're gonna have some issues and stuff that you're gonna have to deal with then. That's when you come back into the pool like, this is what you need, that's what you need, right? Because that's not the same problem that everybody else got. The Lumbee is just now getting recognized in the last couple of motherfucking days. And everybody knows. Some of us have Lumbee relatives. We know them people don't like dark-skinned people. They've been marrying their second and third cousins just to make sure they don't fucking look like us. But do that make them not related? It won't make them not related no matter how fucking much you don't like that. I don't like it either. But they're fucking related to some of these misclassified fucking Indians. And you got to deal with the fucking bloodline. And the purpose of us like doing the Grandma Killers tour was for the political reasons and for us to find our long lost kin. They broke the tribes down. Niggas don't remember. Well, we got to go out gathering. This is how we are assembling the nations. We don't got to outsource no more. Nigga, we got our own cousins that don't even know what they sitting on top of. So yeah, you got your genealogy and stuff like that. Did you hit up them land banks yet? I know you done came across shit, seen your family in the well. Granddaddy had 100-something acres. Who's there? Is your white cousins living on there? Or did they just let it all go to shit? Nigga gonna have to find out. Hold on, let me see if I can get it through here. Okay, hold on. Now I can switch.